Is it perimenopause? Really? Okay, before I tell you about perimenopause, I want you to hit that subscribe button below so that you can be part of my weekly lives and have more tips and tricks for health naturally. Let's do this. I know. Welcome to the Perimenopause Club. I feel like all of us are in it and our hormones are all over the place and they're running around all crazy. And there is a lot of misunderstanding around what exactly is perimenopause versus menopause, what's normal, what's not. So I want to break this down for you. First of all, perimenopause means simply before menopause or around menopause. There's really no timeline to it. It could be a few months. It could be many, many years. And menopause is officially when you have not had a menstrual cycle for a year and your hormones have dropped and the signals from your brain have gone up. So there's a lot of time between before menopause and menopause to play with and a lot of hormonal shifts that happen during this time. And it's understandable that you may be completely confused and full of a ton of different symptoms that nobody can pinpoint. So I want to explain briefly what really is the difference and what happens throughout this process. So in a normal menstruating female, we have estrogen that starts low at the beginning, peaks up around ovulation, drops, and you bleed. Progesterone stays low for most of the cycle, and the third week pops up, drops, and you bleed. When you start going through perimenopause, you can have variations in all of this. Perhaps your estrogen goes up quickly, perhaps it takes long to go up, perhaps it goes too high, perhaps it goes too low, in balance to what your progesterone is doing. Now, I think all of you could agree that the symptoms you get are kind of like you're on a roller coaster. You're all over the place. Some days you're happy, some days you're sad, some days you're angry, some days you feel great, some you don't. And this makes sense because the hormones are literally going like this in different patterns. And guess what? Stress plays a huge role in this because if you are under stress, your hormones will move more frequently up and down. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that's made when we're treating perimenopause is that we're not looking at stress as an underlying factor. When in fact, I find that if I start treating the adrenal glands, the symptoms of what we thought was perimenopause get better, which tells me that stress plays a bigger role than you may think. This process could go on for a very long time before you officially hit menopause. And menopause, your hormones are equal and low. And often, your symptoms have actually slowed down because they're equal and low. When you start to get symptoms, it means that they're out of balance. So if you're struggling, you haven't had a menstrual cycle for a year, you've been told you're in menopause, but you still have symptoms, most likely that baseline level of estrogen and progesterone is off, and you might benefit from talking more to your provider about what to do about that. And if you're one of those that's joined the Perimenopause Club, welcome. It's not always a lot of fun, but I guess at least it's a ride. We'll be in it together, learn a little bit more and get some lab levels to mark what's going on, and you will survive. And reach out to your community, reach out to me, put below comments. Let's all just go through this game together. What do you say?